are some of the strongest pieces that I've ever made. Have that quality of thinking into them, and then rejecting what you think and experiencing them directly. Those are what monster movies are all about. They're about talking about things in big ways that maybe we don't want to say directly, or maybe we want to plant ideas, unbeknownst to the people that are watching, about those kinds of battles and those kinds of things. So monsters is this great way that we use to implant and evolve all kinds of information, knowledge, things like this. So obviously these pieces, this series, is called the Putto series. And Putto is, as Judy pointed out, is the word in Italian for baby angel. And these are hardly angels on one level, but of course they're angels on another level. And in a way, one of the things that I wanted to do, they're kind of somebody, it depends on who you are, how you feel, what your relationship is into this, but you can have a whole complex of relationships to this. And it can be discordant. That's something I wanted. I wanted you to have, like that doesn't make any sense. What the hell is that? What's going on? I mean, when you look at that animation, the first time I made these animations, I swear to God, I put it on the wall, I didn't say anything, I had a lecture just like this, and somebody in the back shouted out, "It ain't right!" I love that. Because it's not, it isn't right. I was in an exhibition in Germany that was at the Martha Museum. Frank Gehry built this building, and they had an opening thing, and there was my piece in front, and the guy didn't put the animation in. The curator, very famous European curator, I forget his name right now. And he didn't put the animation in. And I said, well, he didn't put the what animation, he says. So I whip out my laptop, I open it up, I show him the animation. He steps back and he says, "I'm going to advise you, never show that to anyone." That's what he said to me. The famous curator. I was like, yes! Got him. The point is that on one level, you can't help but to be attracted to little baby legs. Everybody's attracted to baby legs. I mean, it could have been more. I could have put a cat on there or something. A Hello Kitty. But I decided to go with baby legs, right? And so you have this response somewhere deep inside your, mental constructive biological thing. I think you're a baby. And then at the same time, it's like, no head. Which is also weird, because mostly monsters are defined by their voracious appetite, right? All the predators alien, they eat or kill, eat or kill, eat or kill, eat or kill. And then at the end, the predator finally shows his big mouth. This has no head. So actually, it's a nightmare. Like, this poor creature that I've trapped inside there that isn't able to think. To make it headless like that was to sort of remind us, to put this thing in the brainstem, back in the brainstem, back in the more primitive part of the brain. This is an instinctual creature. It's an instinctual being. It's not a thinker. It's a doer. It's an actor. I worked with an animator, a guy, very talented guy. His name is Soon Jun Lee, and he was the one that did the keyframe animation, which is very difficult, very tedious, hardcore situation. And we talked daily. He would work, then we would look at it, and then I would move. And I don't know how we did it, but in all the animations we did, all of the movements are me. It's a kind of uncanny, and kind of amazing that that's what happened. But I would do things. I would say, no, not like that, like this. And then he would repeat the thing. He was a very talented guy, very talented guy. Abu Ghraib just disturbed me. I saw those photographs. I just said, this isn't us. This isn't America. This isn't what we are. This isn't who we are. And strangely enough, I also got arrested. It sounds like I'm a criminal, but I had a back ticket, and in New York, they pulled me over and they found a back ticket, and they took me down to the tombs. They plunked me in, sort of ridiculous, stupid thing. But sort of the intersection of Abu Ghraib and then having my freedom taken away from me for only, but I had to spend the night in the tombs for a traffic violation from 1939. I'm pretty sure it was my dad. It wasn't me. But anyway, and then I'm down there in the tombs and all this weird, it was a hysterically funny evening, actually. Because this guy came in and all kinds of weird things happened in the tombs. I had a good time. I made friends and learned about what am I going to do? I showed them the Putto dance. I did whatever I could. So, this is the frame that you saw when you came to the studio. There it is. One of the things that You can do this with enormous precision, right? And I just so enjoy it and tickle pink that I can build sculpture to this level of precision. There's the internal frame for the piece. What you're seeing is, there's the back leg, right? You can see the steel that we built in. You can see that we turned this into a single piece and built it by itself, and then hand carved it and then molded it, because that was going to be low, and that's solid plastic actually, and then this was going to be the foam that was covered with styrofoam, and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of engineering that goes into this, and the guys that worked with me on this, that's Mike Sivos. He's a member of Soft Lab in New York City. And Soft Lab they're architects. And what they were really excited about is creating documents for building things that weren't two-dimensional drawings. They were excited about making an interactive piece to show how parts of something would go together. So they made an animation of this piece. Unfortunately, I couldn't find it in time to get it into this presentation, where all the parts pull apart, come together. Pull apart, come together. So that anyone could, it's a new way to think about construction documents for manufacturing. So that was kind of fun.